Hi there, and welcome to our Heritage Living Young Living Compensation webinar. We are here to share a little bit more about how we get paid, how we earn money, and the different ways that we do that through Young Living businesses. And so I want to get right into it. I'm going to be sharing my screen for a presentation. And so that is going to be what you're going to see on the screen. Let me get right to that. Okay, so I want to first share with you, this is, I feel like one of the better graphics that I've ever really seen in really pulling together all the aspects of the compensation plan and helping you kind of see all the different things and how much they're required and who they're paid to. It's a great graphic by our upline, Sarah Johnson, and I'm really thankful for her to sharing this with us. So we're going to get right in and start with number one, retail customer earnings. We're all aware that as a wholesale member, we get to purchase our products for 24% off of the retail price. Well, if you have a retail customer and you are their sponsor, so they're directly under you, and you'll see them in your organization reports directly under you right on your first level, you will make that 24% difference. So whereas if they were a wholesale member, they would be buying at 24% off retail. If they sign up as a retail customer, you will make that difference. So you will make a 24% commission on your retail customers. And that is going to be paid to the sponsor, again, the person directly above that retail customer. So I want to move on to the enroller-based bonuses. So again, when you sign up for Young Living, you have an enroller and a sponsor, and they may be the same person or they may be two different people, but you have two blanks there to put in member numbers for an enroller and a sponsor. The enroller is the person who makes these next two bonuses. So we have, first of all, we have the Fast Start 25% bonus, and that is going to last for 3 months only. You make 25% off of anyone that you are their enroller for the first 3 months. You also make the starter kit bonus, which is a one-time $25 bonus. And again, that is paid to the enroller. So I want to go forward from here. Oh, what? Sorry, I was on the wrong page. Okay. So these are our 3 premium kits. This only counts for premium kits because the 2 smaller kits, the Basic and the Basic Plus, have 0 PV because everything in Young Living is based off PV, not the dollars that are being paid. PV just stands for product value. It's the credit Young Living is giving you for buying whatever it is that you're buying. So when you have a kit, a premium kit, they cost $150 or $160 in the case of the Ningxia Red kit, but they all count as 100 PV. So if you are the enroller, even if someone's not directly under you, but you are their enroller, you will get a $25 one-time Start Living bonus, the starter kit bonus, and you also get 25% of their first 3 months. Well, they're already having 100 PV in this first kit order, so 25% of that is $25. So that's where we say you have a minimum of a $50 bonus if you are the enroller of a new person, a new wholesale member with a premium kit, because you have the $25 one-time bonus and then 25% of 100. This is also why it's a minimum, is because it can be more if someone purchases more than just a kit on their initial order, or any time in their first 3 months they purchase any other thing, you can make 25% of that if you are the enroller. To get any enroller bonuses in any given month, you have to have a 50 PV purchase yourself. So if they purchase quite a lot in their first month, you would probably make more than that $50 minimum. But in future months, in their second and third month, you would be needing to make a 50 PV purchase in order to get those bonuses in any given month. So this is our bonuses that this is where the majority of your money comes from in the beginning, when you first begin sharing. One of the great things about this is it's very predictable and easy for you to understand. You can clearly know, if I signed up 3 people this month and I spent my 50 PV, next month I'll have a check for $150 approximately. And so you really can pretty easily predict exactly what it is that you're going to make from these bonuses. The other commissions, get a little bit harder to calculate on your own. You never have to calculate it, but some people like to try to figure out about what they're going to make. But this is primarily where your money is coming from in the beginning, when you are needing to make an income to offset your Young Living purchases. You can very easily say, I feel like I need to enroll 3 people a month or 4 people a month or 2 people a month in order to meet my goals, or even more than that. But that's a very achievable goal that you can do, and it's a very understandable way to understand how you're going to get paid for that. Now, there is one other bonus that is related to the Fast Start, and it is for the enroller's enroller. They get a 10% bonus, and again, that lasts for 3 months. So on a premium starter kit, again, it's 100 PV. So the person who was the enroller of the person who just enrolled that new member will get $10. And then if they spend make any other purchases in their first 3 months, that person gets 10%. So I enrolled my mom. I've enrolled my mother-in-law. I enrolled my good friend. And so when I enrolled them, I was their enroller, and I made 25% of their first 3 months. But from now till forever, anytime any person that I enrolled personally enrolls someone else, I'm going to make 10% of their first 3 months. So I'm going to automatically make at least $10 when my friend Amber enrolls someone. She makes that 25% for 3 months plus the $25 one-time bonus, but I make 10% of those first 3 months because I am the enroller's enroller. So there is a forever benefit to enrolling people, because if you never know who you're going to enroll, and if they are going to decide that Young Living is something that can benefit them financially in their life, and it is a business they feel called to be a part of, to share health with people. When you enroll someone and you help kind of get their foot in the door and get them educated, if that person then turns around and becomes someone who shares very regularly, you're going to have a perpetual benefit of 10% of those people's first 3 months. And for all of these bonuses on the screen in blue, with your retail customer earnings, your Fast Start 25%, your starter kit $25 one-time bonus, and your 10% for being the enroller of the person who's enrolling someone else, all of those only require a 50 PV minimum purchase in any given month to receive that check. Now, anytime your total commission check is going to be $25 or less, they will not send you a check. They will put it as an account credit on your account. But when you enroll someone new, of course, with a premium kit, you're going to get that minimum $50. You're always going to get that in a check in the mail. But if they maybe only order a little bit the next month and you didn't have other people ordering that you're making commissions off of, you may just result with, $20 or $15 or something like that in an account credit, and it's going to show up on your account there. So let's move forward from these enroller based. A lot of these are maybe things that maybe you've already understood because people have shared with you. Unilevel commissions is number 5 on the list here. And this is what we're going to spend the most time talking about, because it's the thing that I feel like people look at the chart and just kind of roll their eyes a little bit and don't cross their eyes and don't quite understand. We're not going to focus so much on number 6, 7, and 8. Because those are for leaders that are silver and above, and even number 8 is for diamond and above. I'll super quick touch on it just a little, but we're really not going to focus on 6, 7, and 8. We will talk about number 5 there, unilevel commissions, and then we'll go in and talk about number 9, Rising Star. So with unilevel commissions, and you will notice everything from this pink box and all the way down in the green requires 100 PV minimum purchase to receive this portion of your money. So again, some people starting off in the beginning, it may not, the difference in the money they would receive from commissions may or may not be what they feel to be worth it to spend the difference in 50 and 100 PV just to get a little bit more. But eventually, you will want to be purchasing 100 PV. If you have designs on being a business builder, you will want to quickly move to a place where you're able to purchase 100 PV a month. You're going to receive almost all of your money just by purchasing 100 PV. If you purchase that 100 PV in an Essential Rewards order, you will receive absolutely every dime coming to you. You will not miss out on anything. And that is forever. We're going to see as we go through the unilevel commissions, Young Living never requires, even the top leaders in the company are not required to spend any more than 100 PV a month to get all the money that's coming to them. So I think that's pretty fantastic. So we're going to move forward and talking about unilevel commission. So the first thing we need to have an understanding of is levels. So this graphic just gives you an idea of the people directly under you. If you go and look at your My Organization reports in the virtual office, the first people that are going to show up are people who are on your level 1. And then and this is what we mean with sponsors. Enrollers can be totally different than sponsor. I have enrolled people 3 and 4 levels deep under me because I, was trying to connect them with someone who lived in their area or was a family or friend or for different reasons. I have enrolled people that are in different levels under me. But this is where sponsorship comes in, and this is what's the difference in enroller and sponsor. I am the sponsor of everyone on my level 1. I am not the sponsor of anyone else. Everyone else who's under them, everyone on my level 2, their sponsor is someone on my level 1. This is how you just get directly who's under who is under who is under who. So you can see by the graphic, your level 1 people are directly under you. You are their sponsor. And you make the highest percentage of commission from their PV in any given month. If you spend your required 100 PV to get unilevel commission. And then you can see level 2, level 3, level 4, it just goes on from there. And it's a pretty clear hierarchy. When you look in your reports, you can expand and contract anyone and just see, and it will show you what level they're on underneath you. So when we understand a little bit about levels, that's going to come into play down in the bottom. So everyone starts at distributor. And if you are a distributor and you have 100 PV, if you look down into the compensation in the bottom part of this graphic, you are going to make 8% of everyone on your level 1, and you're going to make 5% of everybody on your level 2. So that is just at the distributor level. So you're already, basically at any level, if you are spending 100 PV, you are able to make that 8%, 5%. Now you notice that on the one side it shows 50 PV and there's no commissions down in the bottom. Someone can be a distributor, spend 50 PV and get those enroller bonuses for enrolling someone, but they're not going to make a unilevel commission, which would be 8% on the people on their level 1 or 5% on their level 2, unless they have spent that 100 PV. So that's the difference in the graphic there. Okay. The very first rank above distributor is what we call star. And again, and you'll notice all the way across, your PV does not change. The required PV to reach any rank is just 100. Our Royal Crown Diamonds, our diamonds, everyone at the very top of our company can reach that rank with just 100 PV order. So we're not required to spend ourselves broke just to reach a certain rank. You have 100 PV, and once you are enrolling several people, obviously that's easily paid for just by your enroller bonuses. The other thing that you have to be a star is what we call 500 OGV. And OGV is simply the total PV of everyone in your organization, including you. So you and everyone under you counts in your OGV. Your PV is just your personal purchases, and also your retail customer purchases are included in your PV. So for most people, you just kind of consider PV as to be your personal purchases. OGV is you and everyone under you. So if you have 100 PV, and between your own purchases and everyone who's under you, everyone who you've sponsored on your level 1 and everyone under them, the entire organization under you is 500 OGV. When you've reached that level, we call you a star, and you begin to make commission on an additional level. If you look down below star in the chart, you're going to make 8% on your level 1. You're going to make 5% on the people directly under them, and then you're going to make 4% on the people under them. So with each new rank, every time you increase in rank, you make money under you. Okay, let's move on to Senior Star. With Senior Star, again, 100 PV, but your OGV, your organizational group volume, that's you and everyone under you, has to reach 2,000 PV in any given month. And that is the rank of Senior Star. And when you reach that, then you come in and earn an additional 4% on your level 4. So your percentages don't change. You're still getting 8 and 5 and 4, but then you make money on additional level. You make 4% on your level 4. And then we're going to come to executive. And at executive level, this whole portion they call the creating a foundation. It's kind of helping you to kind of get a foundation so that you can move into more of a leadership position. So executive, you have 100 PV, your OGV, organizational group volume, you and everyone under you is a total of 4,000. And then we come in with this new requirement down here, which is leg times OGV. And what that means is that of this 4,000 total that you have to have at least 2 legs that have 1,000 OGV in that leg only specifically. So let's look at legs. You recall the last graphic had levels going across, and you had all your level 1 on one and then all your level 2 underneath. And you know, it's pretty self-explanatory because a level is meant to be horizontal, sideways, and legs go up and down on our bodies. It's pretty easy to see that. And so that's how we need to think of it, is that each of these people on your level 1 is the top of a leg for you. So when you have sponsored someone and then they have people underneath them, an organization under them, that is, you know, one of your legs. So for the executive requirements, you have to have 4,000 between you and everyone under you, but part of that has to come from at least 2 legs with 1,000 OGV each. So the person here at the top of leg 1 and everyone under them, they would have 1,000, and the same thing with leg 2. And then you would just probably have other people who make up the rest of your other 2,000 that you have to have. So that is the requirement for executive. And that is your leg and OGV requirement there. 2 legs at 1,000. And when you do that, then you come in and begin to make 4% on your level 5. So you just continue making money on people, you know, further and further beneath you. And again, in the very beginning, this may seem like it doesn't add up to a lot, but eventually it becomes a big bulk of, you know, a bulk of where you receive a lot of money from your paycheck. So let's move forward into more of the beginnings of leadership here. Silver is really kind of what we consider to be the first rank that's really more of a leadership rank. So when we are looking at silver, again, 100 PV, you can see on the graphic all the way over to platinum. I'm not really going to show diamond, crown, and royal, but it's the same requirement, 100 PV. So all these numbers are it's the same concept over and over. It's just the numbers are bigger. A silver needs an OGV of 10,000. So them and everyone under them, organizational group volume, 10,000. Their legs have to be 2 legs of 4,000 each. So I want you to notice that if you have 2 people under you with 4,000 OGV, you may think, okay, that means I have to have 2 executives, because if you go back to executive, they have to have 4,000 OGV. But they do not have to have reached the executive requirement, because it's possible that a person has 4,000 OGV, but they don't have those 2-leg requirements. So you still achieve your silver rank, even if the legs underneath you are not qualified rank of executive, but as long as they have the OGV that they're supposed to have. And then with silver and these other ones comes this next requirement of PGV, which means personal group volume. And basically what PGV is it is everyone under you excluding 2 things. First of all, you exclude any legs that you're using to make rank. So out of these, you've got these 2 legs that you're using to make your silver rank. And then, so everyone outside of that is your PGV, except for also if you have anyone who's silver and above, from them down, those people are not included either. And the way I just try to think of this is, it's like when someone reaches silver, it's like they are kind of starting their own head of household, like their own family unit they're responsible for. They may have had people under them all this time, but once they reach silver, they're kind of responsible for those people. So you take everyone in your organization, you subtract out, and you don't have to do any of this. I mean, Young Living does all this for you, but and they tell you real clearly on your virtual office who these people are and what your PGV is. But if you've got your 2 legs that you're using to make rank, those are subtracted out. And then if there's anyone left in your organization that's silver or above, they take from them down. So them and everyone they're responsible for, their own head of household there, and they subtract them out. And so this is just to help you not realize that you need to not have all your eggs in one basket and just try to build 2 really strong legs and that's it, and not sign up other people. And you know, we are taught to build wide and support deep. And so you should always be having extra people outside of these legs that you're sharing with, that you're enrolling, and that you're introducing into Young Living. So outside of these 2 legs and outside of any silver and above and anyone under them, you have to have 1,000 PV within that, and that's called your PGV, your personal group volume, and your figures are included in that as well. So it's basically, who are you responsible for? These leaders of these 2 legs, they're responsible for their legs. Silver and above are responsible for their head of household family. And who's everybody else that you're responsible for? That's your PGV. I hope that makes a little bit of sense. So we've already looked at all these figures. And again, 2 legs at 4,000 each makes you silver. And then we move forward into gold. And gold has again 100 PV, 35,000 OGV. Now your PGV really doesn't change. It stays at 1,000. But your legs, you have to have a 3rd leg. And so you have to be growing these first 2 legs from 4,000 to 6,000, but you also have to have a 3rd leg at 6,000 to reach gold. And then if you go forward, you can see over here, platinum is 4 legs at 8,000, and it just continues to go up and up and up from there. So all of this, has the same concept. And when you are becoming silver and gold and all of that and above, you start to reach, I know I have number 9 highlighted here, but let's look at number 6 real briefly. I'm not really going to explain this a whole lot, but if I go back to this, you're still making those commissions on your level 1 through 5, 8%, 5%, and then 4, 4, 4. So that's what you make on your first 5 levels. But then you get into generation commissions, which in some, I like to think of it, it's sort of kind of like overrides. It's an additional percentage that you make on everyone down to the next silver and above that's underneath you. So these people that you're responsible for, you're making additional percentages on them, which is generation commissions. Again, I'm not going to get real deep into that and what those percentages are and how that works, because I feel like the majority of people who are interested in this information are interested in how do I get to silver or gold. When you get about executive or silver, that's when you need to start kind of really understanding how to move forward from there. So the last thing I want to talk about, because I'm skipping 7 and 8, we're not going to talk about Generation Leaders and Diamond Express, because these are things that are more of leadership, and I just want everyone to understand how to get to that first level, really silver, of being a really great first big goal. Of course, wherever you are, the next thing above you is your next goal, but we're going to work towards that. So I want to talk really quickly about Rising Star, because Rising Star is the way that we it's a way to help us from the beginning structure our business in such a way to prepare us to reach these ranks. So it helps, it is paid to stars, senior stars, or executives. And this is a way for you to try to set yourself up to grow to diamond eventually. It helps you to not put all your eggs in 1 or 2 baskets and only focus on 1 or 2 lines, and then you get to silver and you have to start developing that leg number 3 from scratch because you didn't even think about it, because you were just two legs, let's get me to silver. That's not the optimal way to go. So this shows you, and this you have to have 100 PV Essential Rewards order, and everyone involved in this has to have 100 PV Essential Rewards order, all of your first level people. So what happens here is, if you start in the yellow end of this, and you yourself need 100 PV Essential Rewards order, and if you have 3 people under you that are directly under you, this is all your first level, you are their sponsor, they are on your level 1. If you have 3 people who have 100 PV ER order, and each of those 3 has 300 OGV, so you have 3 legs that have 300 OGV, and each of the leaders of those legs is on ER with 100 PV ER order, you earn 1 share. Now, the shares vary in value, but have been about $50 a share recently. And this is based on 1% of all of Young's Living's monthly commissionable sales. So that they put all that into a pot, and then they figure out how many shares were earned in the entire month, and they divide out that 1% by how many shares. And so however many shares you've earned is, that's the value of the share times how many shares you've earned. So this is to help you right off the bat start in the beginning with having 3 strong legs. People who are beginning to share, they're on ER, they're purchasing their 100 PV on ER, and they're having 300 OGV. When you have 3 of those legs that look just like that, you earn a share. Now then, if you move forward and you have 2 more legs where they have 100 PV ER, and then these 2 have 500 OGV, that earns you an additional 2 shares for a total of 3. So you would have to have all of that. You would have to have 5. You would have 3 that have 300 and 2 that have 500, and that would earn you 3 shares. So at the current general value of $50 a share, you would earn an extra $150 that month for structuring your business in this way. And then if you move forward and have 2 other legs that are 1,000 OGV, and of course they have their 100 PVER at the top, then you have now 7 legs that you're supporting, and they're all growing. Now, it doesn't have to be the same ones every month. I mean, the ones that start out over here in the yellow at 300 are probably, some of those are going to be the ones that grow to the orange, and then you're going to add others that become yellows, and that's how it kind of goes. But when you have that 6th and 7th leg that both have 1,000 OGV, you have 3 additional shares, so you have a total of 6 shares that you're earning. So when you structure your business this way, the maximum legs that you have to have as diamond are 6, but you still have to have PGV, which is everyone who is not included in your qualifying legs. So you need at least 7, maybe 8 legs total or more. Many people have many, many more, but this is your foundation, your base to grow you toward diamond in a good way. Now, I talked a little bit about that. I was going to talk a little bit about structuring for success, and I just want to be clear here that it's not necessarily beneficial to have, to enroll off from the beginning, lots and lots of people on your first level, because you need legs to grow. But there's a balance to that, and you also don't want to just be sticking people under people who don't know each other and don't know anything about each other and would never have a conversation, because then people feel abandoned, and you're just kind of stuffing people in places to make rank. I do enroll people under other people other than me, and I do build legs, but I also try to do it in a way where, okay, maybe do these people know each other? Do they live in the same town? Do they have some kind of connection in any way? And try to make those introductions, because you don't want people to feel, they want to work with you, they're talking to you, and then if you just kind of put them under people and ignore them and forget about them, that's not good either. So you do want to be mindful of the way in which you grow in Young Living, which is not to necessarily have 50 or 100 people on your first level, but to try to, structure into some ranks, some legs, so that you can ascend and gain different ranks and different leadership. But you definitely want to be wise about how you do that, and not just do it for the purpose and the sake of building 2 legs as fast as you can to get to silver. So that's really all that I have for tonight. I don't want to take a lot of time. I want this to be pretty short, and I'm really thankful for you to come and watch, and I really hope that it's helped you. I'm going to post it in the group, in several of our groups, so that we can have any, people can comment and ask questions. I know several people who wanted to join us live said they were going to have to watch the replay later, so I'll be sharing that. I hope this has been beneficial for you, and please do let us know, comment on these posts if you have questions, and we'll try to get to them. So with that, hope you have a great night, and thanks so much for watching.